Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. A warm welcome to the virtual Citrix Ready Partner Pavilion for HIMSS. I'm super excited about this year's show, and doubly so because we'll be present in person at the show. So if you're there at Orlando this year, do visit us at booth number 5043. If not, we are putting together this fabulous virtual event for you, where we are bringing together key Citrix Ready partners to showcase their technologies. Without further ado, let me bring on our guest for the day, Joel Stalker. Joel, you want to tell our audience quickly who you are and what you do at ControlUp?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you. So I'm Joel Stocker. I run product marketing at ControlUp, and very excited to be here virtually with you. And for those people who don't know ControlUp enables IT teams to kind of like power the work from anywhere world, and we do that through delivering smart and easy to use solutions. I'm excited to tell you a little bit more about that.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Joel, for joining the show today. So, first question, I want to understand ControlUp's integration with Citrix, and if you could explain to our audience, how do you integrate your technology with Citrix?
Yeah, absolutely. So, what we deliver as a platform is what we refer to as digital employee experience management, and we've been doing that actually for probably about 14 years. And this all started with delivering better experiences for users using VDI and DAS. And what we do is we bring together in real time all relevant performance as well as health and availability metrics for your Citrix EUC environment. And it doesn't matter if you are still running that on-prem or if you're using Citrix Cloud to deliver virtual apps and desktops. We all bring that data together in a single place to really allow IT teams to quickly correlate between the various components in your EUC environment and in your technology stack, and most importantly, to quickly find issues and of course, fix issues that impact the employee's productivity.
Awesome. Absolutely. I think monitoring is one of the most important components in this IT world. I know things should be ideal and not go wrong, but there are circumstances that you can't really help. So can you put some context around why should a person in a healthcare IT infrastructure and environment care for what ControlUp does?
Yeah, absolutely. So the employee experience or the digital employee experience is important for any organization. To understand, to be able to measure and improve the quality employees have with technology is important. And that is true for healthcare as well. No matter if it is somebody remotely providing telehealth services, maybe clinicians that work directly with patients, either in their office or even next to the bed, as well as hospital staff working from home. We, of course, seen a lot of changes over these last 2 years, and we're actually having data that we see in our system that this shift from working in at a location like a hospital has also shifted to this working remotely. And we really focused especially on this resolving of these issues that clinicians and healthcare workers have, because the cost of downtime, the cost of having to wait to log in is critical, especially in healthcare, because at the end of the day, we need to provide healthcare and not wait for a computer to start or a session to log in. So we're really focused that, especially for healthcare, on those areas.
Awesome. So if I'm understanding you correct, if I'm a healthcare worker and I'm able to access systems, apps, and data from my organizations remotely, securely, ControlUp sort of enables that whole infrastructure for me. Did I get that just right?
Yeah, so the way I look at it is that Citrix delivers the actual app and the actual desktop that the employees or the healthcare worker needs to be able to do their job. What we do is we really focus on this particular user experience the person has when interacting with that technology. So we'll make sure that IT teams have the visibility in not only what is happening on the Citrix side, but also where the employee is working. For example, things like the local Wi-Fi, the local internet connectivity of the user. We bring all that data together, and then we provide actionable insights for IT to be able to understand what's going on, but also to resolve any issues that might be impacting the experience.
Awesome. Now, you've mentioned something that has piqued my interest. You spoke about the IT, and I'm assuming that's the IT admin. So let's imagine for a moment I'm an IT admin working at a hospital or a healthcare organization. What does ControlUp do to make my life simpler?
So absolutely. So first of all, you and I probably know that, and IT admins in these kind of environments know this very well. Is that there's a lot of complexity in it's not just flipping a switch, right? There's all these different elements in an EUC environment that interact with each other. There's shared infrastructure, there's the network, there's hypervisors, and then there's the brokering layer. So there's all these things that interact with each other. And it's important that you get a full end-to-end picture of that so that you quickly can correlate, right? If a user opens a help desk ticket or calls the help desk, and they say, well, things are slow, for example. Well, what is causing that? So first of all, it's important that you bring that all together so that you can quickly see and quickly can correlate, and we do that through our virtual expert technology, that you can quickly kind of find what the root cause is of an issue. Now I know what is causing the issue, then of course you also want to be able to quickly resolve it. So within our interface we have built-in actions as well as a rich collection of more than 300 scripts that can be quickly executed to fix the issue of the user. Now, one additional thing I want to briefly talk about is that it's not only about when the employee is working, it's also before. So it's very important to keep an eye on the availability of the environment, making sure that when the employee needs access to, for example, an electronic patient's record system, that it's actually working. So proactive synthetic testing is a critical element if you look at providing the best and optimal digital experience for the employee.
Well, that's amazing. So what you're trying to say is you don't only troubleshoot issues, you also remediate issues before they actually reach the end user.
Yeah, and also alert IT admins that if there's an issue, because sometimes we don't control everything, right? If you look at certain applications that maybe are provided through SaaS, right, which is not controlled necessarily by the IT admin, a part of the solution is also knowing when there's issues. So you can proactively reach out to your user base and tell them, hey, there's an issue, we're aware, before maybe 500 help desk tickets comes in. So it's not only prevention of issues, but it's also understanding if there's maybe an issue with the availability of your apps and desktops, as well as SaaS applications.
Absolutely amazing. Now that's great, Joel. It's good to hear about all that ControlUp can do, but I really want to see things in action. Can we get into a quick demo and show our audience how it's done?
Oh, absolutely. And because we do so many things, I want to kind of focus on that particular set about visibility in the remote network of where the user is working from. All right. So what you see here on the screen is our solved user interface, and this is kind of like where you do most of the work. And I'm going to kind of focus on this particular issue of visibility in the remote network. Well, first of all, here in the top, you see kind of all these elements I just mentioned that make up the EUC environment, right? We have, in this case, I have Azure. So even if you would be running AVD with Citrix, then we get insights into that as well. But if you're doing this on-prem in a data center, you see here all these kind of like infrastructure components. And then we see here on the right side, you see these Citrix delivery groups, published applications. And then of course, what the user is interacting with is the actual user session. So that's what I selected here. And here I see the list of all my user sessions. Now, within it, I have all kinds of metrics. right? And you can see that through the color coding, you can quickly see where there might be any issues and start troubleshooting from there. But one thing in particular that's very unique to ControlUp is the kind of remote office visibility. And you see here this thing called the client device score. And you see, well, for this user in particular, it's insufficient. I can just click on this button and I get a very clear visualization on what is going on here. I have the end user's device. In this case, you get the IP address. You see it's running Windows 10. Here I see the connection to the Wi-Fi. So if I hover over it, you see that it will highlight, but I can see also the Wi-Fi signal, and you see that's red. You see that the connectivity to the internet, the connectivity to the Citrix session, all green, low latency, looking healthy. But you can already see Wi-Fi is an issue here. So now you can recommend the remote user, well, you probably want to move closer to your Wi-Fi router so that you can get a better and improved digital experience. So very easy, very visually, you can quickly pinpoint what the issue is. And this is just one example, but there's many other ways, because there's so many different components in the infrastructure where you can do the same thing, but this in particular is very useful for remote workers.
All right, so I know there are several players, in the monitoring solution space. I want to understand, how does ControlUp differentiate?
Yeah, absolutely. And very good question. And there are some particular things, like the thing I just showed through our remote DX technology is very unique for ControlUp. We're the only one that gives you that very clear visibility in the remote work environment of the user. But there's other things. We, for example, have very granular details on logons. And slow logons, always popular. And it's always important, especially in healthcare, because you want to get to providing health services to the clients, and the less time people have to wait to be able to be productive and access like the records for the patient, the better it is. And we have more than 50 specific areas during the logon, from Windows, from Citrix, from very particular solutions for application packaging, that we can quickly pinpoint and provide details on, hey, what is causing this slowdown? And there's no other vendor that provides so much granular insights into this. Finally, I think our proactive synthetic testing through our ScoutBee solution is very unique as well. We really complete the picture by not just looking at when the employee is working, but really before the employee needs to start working, to making sure that you have that availability.
Awesome, that's great. So if I understand you correctly, you're helping Citrix users pinpoint issues, do a root cause analysis, troubleshoot if there's an issue, and as you said, even remediate before the issues reach users. That's great. I think thanks so much, Joel. It has been great understanding the ControlUp's integration with Citrix and the value that you're bringing to our customers. Any last words before we wrap this up?
No, I encourage people to either go to our Citrix Ready page on citrixready.citrix.com or go to controlup.com. If you want to get started yourself, you just click the Start Free Trial button. There's no sales calls. You can get going immediately. And for those people who are here on location at HIMSS, please visit our booth. You can find us at the Citrix Pavilion.
Thanks so much, Joel. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for taking the time to watching this session. As Joel said, if you are at the HIMSS trade show, please visit us at booth 5043. If not, do drop us a mail at citrixready@citrix.com and we can have any conversations going. This is Rubal Wadia signing off for now. See you on the other side of the session. Bye-bye.